everyone at Shar from Shar's Fashion Nation, and happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there and the moms that are raising their kids and having to be both roles. So Rob wanted to go to Applebee's, which we've never had an issue with Applebee's before. So we go in, they have a bunch of tables already open. There's a family standing there, right? And the one girl, her and her mom were coming in while we were like pulling into the drive. That's my lip liner is all. And I'll explain. Usually the Curse Cosmetics lip color stays. But I'll explain what kind of greasy ass took that off. Usually this lip color will last 8 to 10 hours, right? Because that's one of the matte liquid lips. But, so like I said, when we got there, quite frankly, they weren't all that busy. Parking lot was not that full. So, like I said, when we got there, the lady and her mom, like she's carrying a baby car seat, and they're waiting and waiting and waiting. A waitress comes up, she looks at us and starts to talk to us, and I'm like, no, they were here before we were. Oh, don't worry about it, we got them. We already know who they are, we got them. Well, first of all, Applebee's is not one of those places that you make a freaking reservation to go eat, right? So their attitude was tacky at the door. Then when they finally sat those people, then the waiter like came to us after we were sat. Their tables had no place setting on it like they usually do, right? The condiments were not all on the table like they should have been. They had ketchup at the table, that was it. Are you kidding me? So Rob's daughter wanted this classic appetizer thingy, right? It had a bunch of like sampler things in it. So it was like, I couldn't eat on that because it wasn't gluten-free. The cameras only pointed at me, so you're good. So Rob ordered me a separate appetizer. And it got there. Everybody's, like, we're all tasting it at first. And then they wait for theirs. Well, they ordered theirs way before mine. That, what you doing? What you doing, boo-boos? So, I thought maybe there was prosciutto in the queso, the white queso. No, you don't want that hidden. Because it had some sort of like meat taste in it. Finish wiping that off. No, there was no meat in it. Why did it taste like it had meat? Well, I'll probably be sick later. Or I'll just eat some mint. But that's just to counteract it. So then our food shows up. Now normally we get the bourbon chicken. What is it, the 2 for $20?
Suburban Street with shrimp.
Mm-hmm. So we changed it to the Bourbon Street steak, which should have also had the shrimp. No shrimp on the plate. Rob got like a half of what there should have been of a scoop of potato. Usually it's more than just a scoop of potato, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's usually like a big, like almost half the plate of the red skin mashed potato. Not even close. The onions weren't cut right. The mushrooms That shit was straight up out of a can and not even cooked right. So we'll move on to my son's plate, which he ate the steak. Honestly, when I looked at the color of it, it wasn't cooked the way he ordered. Um, the broccoli on his plate not only wasn't cooked right, it tasted weird. I took like a tiny bit off there. I'm like, don't eat that. There's something wrong with it. Did you know that if broccoli isn't prepared right, you can get salmonella off that if it's not prepared right? And Rob's daughter, she ate some of the appetizer, but she didn't eat her food. I didn't see her take a bite of fish. She ordered the fish and chips, and I didn't see her eat it. My plate tasted like somebody took 2 handfuls of salt and just went like that. That was the worst fucking experience we have ever had at an Applebee's. I don't know if the waiter was new, perhaps, and he was trying to get, oh, that's not even the, I saw one of the waitresses. Where the freak are your dish bins? She didn't have a dish bin to put dishes in. What the hell? Who the fuck doesn't make sure that there's dish bins for cleaning the tables? The fuck? I'm used to seeing somebody, because I used to work in food, I'm used to seeing people having the dish bin to put the dishes in and walk them into the kitchen. No, not even that. My stomach hurts from the amount of salt that was on my main dish. It looked like it was just seared and put on the plate. That was it. Seared and put on the plate. I ate it because I was hungry. But the audacity of the management there not to be prepared for Father's Day is bullshit on a salty plate. I don't know how all of you would have handled it, but I did complain about that broccoli, and we only got $2 off. I wasn't trying to get no free meal. They could have done better. We've been to that location several times, haven't we, Rob?
Yes.
Never have we ever until today had an issue with Applebee's. We might not ever go back to that one. The last time we were there, we had this really cool waiter. We didn't care that he was gay. He was just so fun. He was so cheery. And he's like, do you need a minute? And, you know, he was really polite to us and everything. The decor was different. And then I, like, pointed at this one piece of decor. He's like, looking, and he's like, oh, that's funny. And, so, yeah, that waiter, he was really cool. And, like I said, you know, we've never had a Applebee's bad experience until today. And nobody should have a bad experience. Whether it's Mother's Day, Father's Day, you know, whatever kind of like holiday thing, and you go to Applebee's, nobody should ever have a bad experience there. And I guess maybe it just depends on management and who's in the kitchen and who have you just hired. If you have not properly trained them, you may need to be retrained yourself. Oh, I'm trying not to.
But did you mention that it started from the beginning?
Oh, I did. Rob has opinions on the beginning of everything. Don't you?
Yeah, we wanted a table of 4, and there were half a dozen or more tables of 4 open, but we had to wait for other people to be seated who had a large party. You don't do that. If you got a large party, you wait till you're available. If you don't make yours, till you have room, and you know.
Oh, they had plenty of room in there, didn't they?
So what I'm saying is at least a half a dozen tables that we could have sat at immediately.
And even the bigger party, there were so many tables that they could have just sat them at. That a lack of management makes business bad. Can I just blame the management? I can blame management for most of it, but when you have waitresses at the front that say, you know, like their I don't really care attitude, that doesn't make the situation any better. And Bubba's, come here. So even the spinach dip, which is mixed in with the queso, I might just throw that away. No, you can't have this. It's gross. It's gross. You can't have it. I don't want my little baby getting sick. Now, his daughter has her dinner in one of these, and then we have one of these. It might be like Applebee's, huh? I have Applebee's. Worst ever experience. I honestly, like I said, I don't think we'll be going back to that location. So, Rob, if you ever get the survey thing for Applebee's, tell them about just crap experience. Even the fact that they left the shrimp off of our plates when the Bourbon Street chicken and the Bourbon Street, excuse me, the amount of salt makes my nose itch. Those 2 dishes are supposed to have shrimp on the plate. Where the fuck was the shrimp? I even said something as our waiter walked by. He didn't even stop. He acted like he was oblivious to the whole freaking thing. I don't know.
I couldn't even identify the piece of meat I had on my plate.
Yeah. Mine looked like it came out of a freezer pack. That's what those steaks look like. They came out of a freezer pack. Maybe they went to Aldi.
Maybe.
Isn't there an Aldi in that section? Somewhere?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, they probably went to Aldi, picked up their steaks and cooked. Because, go ahead.
Aldi steaks are good. I would not say.
Well, that's true. I wouldn't say Aldi. Not unless they were there in the freezer for so long and then it was freezer burnt steak. Because that's kind of what it tasted like, was somebody freezer burnt the steak and threw them on the grill. But, yeah.
Even mine had a weird color to it.
So did mine. So did Steve's. Steve's was kind of brownish gray. Mine had a weird flavor, which I thought maybe had been the garlic butter, which they didn't cook the steak right either. So I don't know what's wrong with Applebee's, but y'all, no thank you. Ever again, not to that location. I think we'd rather what? Go to the Vineland location.
Well, let's not identify where we eat at.
Well, that's kind of very far away from us, though.
Yeah, but let's not identify where we eat at.
I know. Anyway, well, I didn't identify the one that we ate at today, unfortunately. So yeah, I don't have to worry about that. I did not identify the location of where we had a bad experience. That'll be later when I contact Applebee's and let them know the crap service and the shit for food. So, just on my opinion, for the bad service and everything, I think that's why Rob's daughter actually did not eat her food. Because she saw us trying ours and she didn't touch hers. I did not. Do I blame her? No, I don't. It was $100 and something of disappointment. $100 and something of Applebee's disappointment. We weren't even going to try dessert because that would also be disappointing. Oh well. Anyway, I hope yours hasn't. Yeah, this just smells gross. Anyway, I hope that you guys never have a bad experience with the Applebee's. Now, I know Rocco's sister, she has gone to an Applebee's before over in Pennsylvania, not far from, well, that Applebee's is actually like not far, like a half a block away from where they grew up and out. And you could just like be at the back of that house and just look out in this grocery store parking lot, and then there's an Applebee's. But that's like hicks and rednecks that go to that one, especially on Friday night. Fridays and Saturdays are like loud, and eventually the cops show up. But yeah. Hope y'all have a better experience than we did today with going out to eat. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay positive, and as always, stay blessed. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Applebee's, fix your shit.